Hello and welcome to Livewire's C-Suite reporting season coverage. My name is Chris Conway. Today I'm having a conversation with Codan CEO Alf Ianiello. He's going to be talking to us about the key numbers and the outlook for the company moving forward. Alf, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate the opportunity.
Alf, the results, they look pretty solid, in line or ahead of the market and your own previous guidance. What do you think are the two most important numbers investors should be aware of?
Yeah, I think one thing we have done well over a period of time is the growth rates at Codan. So the 28% growth rate at a group level, I think is highly important. And then secondly, the operating leverage, growing 28%, but translating that to a mid-50s EBIT and NPAT return is a good result.
Yeah, no doubt. I noticed that operating leverage as well was pretty impressive. Alf, as a business leader, what are you most proud of? And, nothing's ever perfect. There's always room for improvement. So what are you looking to improve in the next period?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take that really as an internal question. We're doing a lot of work at Codan at the moment to make sure that we're agile and scalable, as we've been quite acquisitive over time, and we've been globalizing over time. We've gone from 250 people 4 years ago to over 1,000. So, that's where a lot of the work and the improvement cycle needs to be over the next 12 to 18 months.
And the other side of that, Alf, what are you most proud of out of the last 12 months?
I think what we're really proud of at Codan is the ability that we've moved through the indexes. We've got a significant market cap at the moment. So when you've got a market cap, you've got optionality. You've got optionality to do a lot of things. So, it's a great reflection on the business that all the strategies come together, share price is up and the market cap's up accordingly.
Alf, I find that a lot of great companies, analysts pay attention to certain numbers, but great companies, they've often got something written on the wall or a metric that they look at internally that maybe doesn't get a lot of external attention. Is there anything that you've got written on the wall or an internal metric that you guys really focus on?
We're very metric focused at Codan across various things. But when I sit there, I really look at the activity levels in pipeline generation that translates to order book. That gives us elements of visibility moving forward. And, to run listed businesses and companies like Codan, you need to have a forward view of where you're going to sit. So a lot of that work on pipeline development and order book is something that we spend a lot of time on.
Alf, something that would no doubt have fed into that pipeline development is the investment that you've made in previous years in terms of product development and integration. Where do you really see that paying off, now and as you move forward?
I always say one of the great superpowers of Codan is the ability to get an idea and commercialize it and sell it and have that technological moat around us. So as we said in the presentation today, we've released a new Gold Monster 2000 and that's hit the market extremely well, great customer feedback. So that commercialization has been very strong for us. And in turn, the release of an upgraded software-defined radio for the unmanned market has really positioned us as a key radio provider into the unmanned world.
Let's dive a little bit deeper into the communication segment. I know it's the biggest by revenue in the group. Doing quite well at the moment because of the defense spending that's going on around the world. We live in a conflict world, but at the end of the day, there's a business there. Targeting 15 to 20% revenue growth for FY26. So I just wanted to ask, that's stated, but are you looking at this as a multi-year opportunity? Again, because we see defense spending rising in Europe and places like that.
Over the last 4 years, we've been targeting a 10 to 15% range for comms, and we've been very, very consistent, either achieving the top end of that or overachieving. The reason we picked a 15 to 20% range this year is because we've had an acquisition come in. So it's the balance of that inorganic and organic growth. We will assess the range for future financial years when we get closer for that planning. I think 10 to 15% is a great growth rate. I think 15, 20% is even a better one. But the number one thing that we've done really well is the consistency in hitting those ranges. And I think that's important. So if we're hitting 10 to 15 or 15 to 20, that's just a solid growth rate for a company like Codan. But we're looking at 27, 28. I think we'll make an assessment when we get closer to those financial years.
Yep, investors love it when you do what it says on the tin, Alf. So no qualms there, yeah. Let's talk about the metal detection business. Again, a very strong half. What's really underpinning that performance? Gold price at record highs probably helps, but what else? What else is driving it?
Minelab's always been a great business for the Codan group, and we've done a lot of work over the years to actually sort of get a revenue mix. Not that we're heavily biased to Minelab, so that's been the last 4-year journey. But when you look at Minelab, gold price has helped in West Africa, but also our recreational market's grown high teens in a flat consumer market. So that means our go-to-market strategies are working, our product development's working, our e-com is working. So all the strategies we have in Minelab have created a lot of tailwinds for the second half and the release of products. So it's one thing talking about advantageous market conditions like gold, but our products work extremely well. So that's why you have such a dominant position. So I really think those factors set up Minelab for a solid H2 and FY27.
Alf, last one. The balance sheet, let's face it, is in it's in rude health. So how are you thinking about capital allocation over the next 12 to 24 months?
Yeah, so when you look at capital allocation, it's no secret we're big investors in R&D, and we continue to do that. Secondly to that, we've been very acquisitive. We had 7 acquisitions in the last 4 years, and we're still, reviewing opportunities in the communication segment in the Northern Hemisphere that really either add value to our product roadmaps or give us market share in the markets that we play in. So, still a lot of work going on in that area. Not always easy to land one, but we are working diligently to get appropriate acquisitions in place.
Alf, I just want to close by saying I've been following the Codan story for about 15 years. I used to cover it when I was an analyst, and I just want to say congratulations on all your success. It's really been a fantastic journey to watch unfold and be invested in, and I know a lot of our Livewire audience is rooting for you as you move forward, so well done.
Thank you very much for your time, Chris. Appreciate it.
If you enjoyed that interview, make sure to give it a like, and don't forget to follow our YouTube channel. We're adding lots of great content every single week.